Welcome back to Inside NASCAR. In one way or another, Bill Simpson has touched the lives of practically everyone in motorsports. His safety innovations are responsible for not only making racing less dangerous, but for literally saving lives. And he continually develops new technologies to improve safety. Mike Massaro sits down with this pioneer to learn more about his life and contributions.
When it comes to motorsports safety, Simpson is usually the first name that comes to mind. The man behind the products is Bill Simpson, a one-time California street racer who combined his renegade lifestyle with racing sensibilities to build a small Redondo Beach business into a motorsports empire. As a driver whose inspiration came from injury, Simpson's innovations began with the first drag racing parachute. The passion to tame the untamable soon turned to fire suits and has since evolved, including every racing safety accessory from helmets to shoes. In the process, Bill Simpson has saved the lives of countless racing heroes. His recently released book, Racing Safely, Living Dangerously, chronicles the times and tribulations of this true pioneer.
Could you ever imagine when you were back there sewing together those parachutes that Simpson safety products would turn into what it is today?
No, absolutely boggles my mind. I mean, the whole sport boggles my mind. I can't believe where it's come. It used to be when you'd go down the road, like you'd go Route 66. In fact, my girlfriend asked me one time, she said, "Why didn't you guys take the interstate?" I said, because in them days there was no interstates. Route 66 was the way that you got from east to west. But you'd pull up in front of a diner, and they'd see that you'd have a race car on the back of your pickup truck or your station wagon, and even that was before covered trailers. And you'd go in and order a French fry, a malt, and a hamburger, and they'd make you put the money on the counter before they'd take your order. It's not that way today.
Admittedly, Simpson was a rebel and perhaps helped perpetuate that hooligan image. However, there is no question that his contributions, most notably the introduction of the first Nomex fire suit, that helped usher in today's modern era of respect.
Before you came out with your brand of the Nomex fire suit, there was really nothing of that kind out there, was there?
No. Pete Conrad, who was the commander of one of the Apollo missions, and he walked on the moon, was a friend of mine, and he also was a racer. He raced Formula V's and SCCA. And he came to me and he said, "Bill, you know, DuPont has a new material, they call it Nomex, and they're using it for high-speed reentry parachutes." And I said, "Whoa, you ought to get me some." And he got me some, and we did some preliminary tests with it, and that DuPont Nomex was definitely the thing of the future. And it has become, it has evolved. DuPont has made that product evolve to a state-of-the-art that's unbeatable, really.
Simpson introduced the suit at the 1967 Indianapolis 500, where nearly the entire field wore his product. Still, despite the widespread support, he also had his critics.
I was challenged one time about the quality of my product, and I had a burn-off with a fellow that challenged me, and lit myself on fire with a gallon of gasoline. In fact, Chip Ganassi, who now owns 80% of Sabco, was the fellow that threw the match on me, that started the thing on fire, you know, and it went for quite a while. When the fire went out, and I got up off the chair, and I turned around to look and see where the guy was that challenged me. He wasn't there. In fact, I've never seen him since, so it was a pretty neat deal.
What kind of guy lights himself on fire?
Well, I believe in my product. I mean, I believe that we make the best stuff in the whole world. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are running around saying that whatever they're doing is better than what we're doing, and in fact, what they've done is they've copied what we've done.
Yet, no matter how good the products become, it continues to be painfully obvious that racing will never be 100% safe. Still, Simpson continues the crusade, continuously enhancing his products. But the one thing that will never change is Simpson's unique character, something that may be succinctly identified in the following excerpt from his book.
I've driven in the Indianapolis 500. I've run down drag strips all over this country. I've been to every race in this country worth talking about, from the Daytona 500 to the British Grand Prix. I've raised some hell, and I'm still raising my share. I've dined at the Hotel de Paris in Monte Carlo, and eaten breakfast in jail. One day, I even had the Beatles over for lunch.
Does that define you, that statement right there?
Pretty much. I mean, the lunch thing with the Beatles was pretty different because I was partners with a guy named Douglas Morton, and Douglas said, "I'm going to have some friends over for lunch." and you might know them, they're the Beatles. Well, to me, that wasn't a big deal because my sophistication level with anything outside racing is pretty poor.
But still, you knew the Beatles.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I knew who they were, but to me, they weren't that big a deal, you know? I would have been much happier if it would have been Carlos Reutemann and Jackie Stewart. But yeah, that statement represents Bill Simpson, and it will till the day I die.
You know, I'll tell you what, Bill Simpson's not only an innovator, he is a first-rate character. He doesn't do anything halfway. A man who's trying to prove the safety of his fire suits by putting himself on fire, that ought to tell you something right there. But I would suggest you pick up the book and read a few chapters of that to find out what a character he really is.
Well, he really is a character, but I tell you, he's a lot of people in racing are indebted to him because of the innovations that he has come up with as far as safety is concerned. I think that he's far ahead of everybody else in the safety field, and thank God for him and for what he stands for.
He's done a tremendous amount, but I'm a little bit scared to read that book because I know Bill Simpson. I think I should be scared. Well, up next, driver Chad Little talks about his plans for 2001. Stick around. Inside NASCAR is back after this.